We got to talk taxes, Scott.
Oh, is it time already?
No, it's February, so we have until April.
I feel like I just did them.
I know. So I had a chance to talk, of course, to my financial home.
That's right, Dr. Cosette White.
Cosette White knows everything.
She really
you talked to her last time. I got a chance to talk to her.
She's amazing.
She's good.
All right, this is going to be a wild tax season, and nobody else to bring in, nobody else to bring in than Dr. Cosette M. White with My Financial Home. How you doing? Thanks for joining us.
Well, thank you so much for having me. I'm excited to share this news.
Yes, I can't wait to talk about this. I wish you were in studio like you were, but eventually we'll get you back in here. So let's get right to it. This season, you got your hands full. It's going to be very different than other tax seasons.
Yes, absolutely. Well, number one, we're starting the tax season off late. Tax season does not officially kick off until February 12th. They've decided to kick it back about 3 weeks due to some changes that went into effect late December. And so taxpayers are very eager to get their refunds. And so, yes.
Okay. Is it still, now you mentioned they've moved things around a little bit. Is it still going to be April 15th or 18th?
As we know, yes, we're still at that April 15th date until further notice.
Okay. All right. Let's get right into writing things off. There's certain expenses. Can you write off like your office expense now? Because a lot of people are working from home.
Really good question. A lot of people were working from home as a result of the pandemic. Unfortunately, those that are actually receiving a paycheck or those who receive a Form W-2 will not be eligible to write off any home-related expenses. However, those that are self-employed, of course, if they use any portion of their house exclusively for business, then yes, they can.
Wow. I'm assuming this makes things a little bit more difficult for you to kind of, stay on top of these new laws, right?
Absolutely. I mean, the last couple of weeks, we've been head down. Anyone in this industry has just been learning the new laws that went into effect as late as December 27th.
Wow. All right, let's talk about a stimulus check. What happens if a taxpayer didn't receive their stimulus check?
Really good question, because there are several taxpayers who did not. Government has something called the rebate recovery credit for anyone who did not receive either one or both of those stimulus payments that went out. They have the opportunity to recoup a portion or either all of the stimulus payments when they file their 2020 return. And for those who typically do not file a return and you did not receive a stimulus check, they have the opportunity to recoup it as well by filing a tax return.
Nice. Okay. How about you've got a sick leave and family leave credit? That's something new.
Yes, that's one of those that was recently kicked in as late as December 27th. So if you are an independent contractor, you are self-employed, then you may be eligible up to $15,110 for a credit, refundable credit, if you, your family member, your son, your daughter were out sick with COVID, or maybe you had to remove yourself from the JOB or the job, the self-employed individual, to care for your children. Maybe they couldn't go to daycare, or maybe they were out of school. As long as you have the sufficient documents, the sufficient backup to support it, then you are eligible for up to $15,110 of refundable credits. And again, that's for our self-employed, independent contractor individuals.
Okay. Let's get into, loans now. What if the SBA, they gave out some loans to some businesses. Is that money taxable?
That is a really good question. And no, those funds are not taxable income. So good thing for those that, were funded the money to rejuvenate their organization. It's non-taxable income.
Okay, a lot learning there. Any advice that you would give to people out there, taxpayers right now, people that are trying to get their stuff ready to go? Any advice you can give?
Absolutely. Number one, I'm going to say make sure that you file early. Make sure that you do electronically filing, and make sure that you are doing direct deposit. These are all directives from the Internal Revenue Service. They are extremely behind, and this will help streamline your refund.
Wow. What a crazy, wild year this one's going to be. And again, I got to believe you're super busy, even taking some time out to talk to us. How'd you find some time for that?
Hey, we've got to do it. We need to educate those out there, our taxpayers. But yes, this has definitely started out to be a very busy tax season, and it's not over yet. It's just the beginning.
All right, Dr. Cosette M. White, thank you so much. I appreciate it. All you tax people out there, she may be somebody that you might want to call. Let's go ahead and throw up some information for you if you are interested in that. There it is, My Financial Home Enterprises. Their phone number right there, 805-983-1151. All the information right there on your screen. Also on all of the social media as well.